They reward stupidity and reactivity because if you're reacting, you're not thinking, right? There's a mental health condition called borderline personality disorder. It's 90% female. It's highest in the reproductive years, like teens, 30s. And this condition has a lot of symptoms, but the core is emotional reactivity, where the person has like a hot or cold navigation of data in the world. So, for example, say their boyfriend's at work and they call him and he doesn't answer, rather than a normal person who would think like he's busy, he's working, he'll call me back. Immediately, their brain will just jump to the hottest narrative emotionally, which is he doesn't love me. And then they'll spiral. He's gonna leave me. I'm worthless. I'm nothing. And then they'll do something like they'll act as if that narrative is absolutely true. And they'll do self destructive things like threaten suicide, suicidal gestures, take an overdose, go down to the job, accusing and screaming. So with this condition, they generally use SSRIs, and the effect of SSRIs in it is to kind of neutralize emotions. SSRIs have a numbing effect, and in for depression, this would be an adverse effect. And in depression, what it does is stimulate brain growth to help major depression. But in conditions like borderline personality, the flattening, numbing effect is actually a clinical effect. So it's kind of like dulling their emotions. So it makes it easier for them to get through them. And they couple something like that, an anxiolytic that kind of dulls emotional reactivity, with therapy like dialectical behavioral therapy. And the cornerstone of this therapy is teaching them the rational mind, the wise mind, the emotional mind, and how to be in the middle, and how to be in the present, always to de escalate when they start that spiral. The wise mind, balancing it with those impulses, and how to come back before they're at level 10. Like things like close your eyes, imagine a relaxing place, count to 10, hold something nice. Like they have a whole series of strategies to teach them so they can function better. I'm using borderline personality as an example because if you have this, you will fuck your life up. You make a lot of bad decisions. It's almost like being on drugs. Because your logic faculties are so impaired from your emotional regulation disorder. They want everyone acting like borderline. They want everyone reactive. They want everyone reading a soundbite on Twitter and getting pitchforks or falling in love. They want you acting like the most unstable borderline who's unmedicated and has no therapy. Borderline personality disorder is their apex view role. They want you to see a Twitter line and you're ready to kill people, or ready to fall in love with someone, because that's the easiest person to control. The emotional mind. You can see this over and over. They create media that nurtures max reactivity and punishes contemplation, nuance, entertaining hypotheses. They don't want you thinking. They want you reacting. They want you like a cat on a cat wheel chasing a little slug toy. And that's what social media does to you. Progs are great at this, and so the more of a political cultist you are, the more you're like a reactive squid. The least open you are to information, the most willing and ready you are to conclusions, act on them, and just keep it moving in a way bad decisions. They're political cults they make. MAGA, and online leftism, progressivism, both encourage and valorize these behaviors. Any nuance, any subtlety, any disagreement will be punished by the mob, and the shrieking loudest voice is right. This is true of MAGA, and this is true of online left spaces. And if you want to know why it's like that, why do they shut down, punish, move away from any media that would encourage thinking? It's because they don't want you thinking. They want you on a treadmill of emotional reactivity, and they're holding the snake toy. And you could be falling in love or ready to kill in a heartbeat. What made me think of this, even though I've known it to be true for a while, something stupid. The Jane Costin account, just another one of their left orbiters with a nothing job at New York Times. She said, "I hate Jar Jar Binks." Like the most uncontroversial opinion, the most groupthink opinion that's cool in every sphere. The Jar Jar Binks social media phenomenon is interesting to contemplate. In the sense, if you look back in time to it, when this movie came out, The Phantom Menace, and it became en vogue to be like, I hate Jar Jar Binks. It basically combined powers of like the least progressive people, 40-year-old adult Star Wars fans, with reactive progs, where they're accusing you of racism, the slightest hint of it. Those people joined forces to create the I hate Jar Jar Binks thing. Like the 40-year-old Star Wars super fan, the kind of guy who'd be in Gamergate, the least progressive person in the world. But he didn't like Jar Jar Binks because, it's a movie for kids. Most of you people only like Star Wars because you were one-time children in the 70s and you liked when you were a little kid. And now that you're an adult and you're not ready to accept things that would amuse children today, this person became furious. How dare you make a Phantom Menace aimed at children who are 10 today, like I was in the 70s? You should be making it aimed at 40-year-old me. This is my movie. That like really weird, selfish, two super fan thing, where they would like in a few years be like, no woke shit in video games. So they joined forces with Progs, who heard a character with a Caribbean accent who was a goofy character, and they were like, "This is fucking racist. I hate this." Those two people joined forces, and then it became just fact. Jar Jar Binks sucked. Kind of like deinstitutionalization. Dopey progs combined with right-wing callous fuckers to throw schizophrenic people off the street and just completely gut health care for mentally ill people who needed the most help. That was like Jar Jar Binks. Like, I hate him because this is my movie. Ugh, shoving a 10-year-old out of the theater. And the other one was like, oh my god, this is racist. I don't see anything past the top layer. But I don't care about Star Wars. I knew of the cultural hate of Jar Jar Binks. I knew it involved those two elements, like crazy frogs looking for anything racist. They won't hear nothing else. And like 40-year-old super fans who like punch woke in the face if they hate their shit. And pushing 10-year-olds out of the theater. This is my movie. You better scale up sophistication to my current age of 40. I knew that was going on, but I never bothered looking at what this character is, what the storyline is. I give a fuck with. After she made that comment, because some even more woke than her lefty type was like, "Oh, how stunning and brave! You're a Nazi. You made a character supposed to be a symbol of oppressed people. You're joining the mob doing that." And then you all the cool people in the club like her and the booze guy who pretends to be on the other side. We're all like, "Oh my god." So I was like, actor now. I'm curious. Well, what the fuck is Jar Jar Binks? And I started reading, watching 10-minute video, basically detailing it. So Jar Jar Binks is basically goofy in the sense when the Phantom Menace was released, they wanted to make the movie. It is ultimately a children's movie. It's like a PG type deal. Always has been aimed at like 10-year-olds. They wanted a character kids would love. a deeper political layer where, yeah, he's comedy relief and he's goofy, but he is a symbol of oppressed people. That is a layer there. And how power structures with more power than people in those groups do not take them seriously, disregard them, so they're not worth anything. And that is his role in the movie. He's considered a goofy and a burden. But he's actually the bravest one and saves them all. And the message for the children is don't judge people. Don't go into social narratives. Some people have less ability. You don't know. And to me, that's a good message. That's not bigoted. So I was like, yeah, it seems like Jar Jar Binks was done wrong. Seems like he's a victim of Gamergate types shoving 10-year-olds out of the movie theater and stupid frogs who see the top layer and don't think. And so the leftist they're dunking on actually has a point. That leftist actually has a point. That the ultimate message of that character and the point of the movie is that everyone shit on him and thought he was not suited for power, and he actually saved them all and is the most brave of all of them. And his goofy stuff is partly a social fiction that they partly helped create. I was like, that's a good message to teach kids. But the left is just screams and reacts, kind of like me, right? Jar Jar